Arsenal continue to be linked with the Magic player as the transfer window progresses, with the club ready to listen to offers. In the meantime, Arsenal are ready to make a bold move in the market by offering a player plus cash swap. Hello everyone. Welcome back to the Arsenal News channel. As we're here to bring you the latest updates to keep you informed on all things Gunners. Before we return to the Emirates Stadium for Wednesday's penultimate pre-season match against Bayer Leverkusen, more of Mikel Arteta's first-team squad are back at the Sober Realty Training Centre. Arsenal welcomed for more players back to pre-season training on Sunday as Mikel Arteta looks to fine-tune his squad ahead of the new Premier League campaign. After representing their countries at Euro 2024, Bukayo Saka, Declan Rice, Aaron Ramsdale and William Saliba were spotted getting their first taste of pre-season training at the club this summer. The quartet took an extended break after Euro 2024 but are now back at the Sober Realty Training Centre as Arsenal ramp up preparations for the new Premier League season. Saka, Rice, Ramsdale and Saliba could all feature in the Gunners' penultimate pre-season match against Bayer Leverkusen in the Emirates Cup on Wednesday. They were spotted alongside a number of other teammates, including Oleksandr Zinchenko, Gabriel, Jakub Kiwior and Martin Odegaard, as the Gunners trained on Sunday. Arsenal face Lyon in their final pre-season match next Sunday, 6 days before they kick off their Premier League campaign with a visit from Wolves to the Emirates. A trip to Aston Villa and a home game against Brighton round off a mixed opening month of the season for the Gunners. Meanwhile, Mikel Merino's transfer to Arsenal gets a fresh update. The Gunners have wasted no time after the Euros in securing new signings to strengthen the squad. The signing of Ricardo Calafiori was recently completed, shifting the focus to strengthening the midfield and attack. Arsenal have already agreed personal terms with Mikel Merino, and it is now just a matter of finalising the deal between the two clubs. In more positive news for Arsenal fans, Fabrizio Romano has indicated that the transfer is very close to being completed. Romano recently confirmed that Arsenal are closing in on the signing of Merino, with part of the deal already agreed. He stated that the transfer is progressing very well, although the clubs are still discussing the structure of the deal and payment terms. There are still a few details to be ironed out before an announcement can be made. Merino is keen to move to the Premier League and work with Mikel Arteta, who played a crucial role in securing the deal. Romano recently shared, Arsenal remain confident of completing a deal for Mikel Merino in the coming days, as the Premier League club have an agreement with Real Sociedad on a package worth around €30 million. He continued, the clubs are still discussing the structure of the deal and payment terms, so there are a few things to finalise before it can be announced. The transfer is progressing very well, and the expectation is that the deal will be completed as the player has already said yes to Arsenal. Merino is no longer negotiating with Spanish clubs, despite opportunities with Atletico Madrid and Barcelona. He wants to move to the Premier League and play for Arsenal, to work with Mikel Arteta, who has been very influential in the market for the Gunners. This deal is in its final stages, with Merino expected to become an Arsenal player very soon. His arrival should unlock Declan Rice to play further up the pitch, as he did at times last season. Manchester City have reportedly set their asking price for Julian Alvarez, and a new report sheds light on Arsenal's stance on the Argentine's transfer. Julian Alvarez has largely been a backup to Erling Haaland since joining the Etihad Stadium. Although he has played more than many expected, he has often played as a second striker, complementing Haaland. Fabrizio Romano has claimed that Alvarez is hungry for more game time, which has put a number of clubs on alert, including Mikel Arteta's Arsenal. Arsenal are interested in Alvarez, while Atletico Madrid are said to have opened talks for the Argentine. Romano has provided an update on Alvarez's future, revealing that the player has made it clear to Manchester City that he wants to explore opportunities in the market. The situation between Julian Alvarez and Manchester City has been particularly difficult because he wants to play more. It's not about the number of games, it's about the big games. Julian Alvarez wants to feel important in big games. Romano said. That decision was reportedly made through the player's agent before the start of the Copa America and the Olympics. Alvarez's message to the club was clear, and now the situation appears to be changing, with Manchester City open to discussing his exit. Manchester City signed Julian Alvarez for just £14.1 million in January 2022, according to a report from the BBC. According to The Sun, Manchester City are now seeking £70 million plus add-ons for Alvarez. However, the report also indicates that the Gunners are not planning to engage in a bidding war. It will be one to watch in the coming weeks to see if Arsenal will step up their pursuit after confirming the arrival of Spanish international Merino. Meanwhile, it appears that Gabriel Jesus will not require the knee surgery he anticipated this summer, giving him a chance to be fully fit for the new season. Earlier this year, the Arsenal forward hinted that he might need surgery, leading to his exclusion from Brazil's Copa America squad and a summer of uncertainty. However, Simon Collins of The Standard reports that it was ultimately decided that Jesus did not require the surgery, allowing him to focus on getting fully fit. He spent time training with Palmeiras before joining Arsenal's unofficial training camp in Marbella. Now, Jesus is fit and performing well in the first few friendlies of pre-season, scoring and assisting against Leyton Orient and scoring another goal against Manchester United. Speaking to Arsenal's official website, Jesus said, "My last pre-season wasn't good because I was feeling my knee, so I had to have surgery and missed the whole pre-season. I was trying to move on but in the end I couldn't and I had surgery. It was a bit difficult after coming back, but this season is different." The player was able to enjoy his holidays and put in the work during training. The Brazilian's form dipped last season, but he is now ready to reclaim a starting place and maintain consistency in domestic competition. According to a recent report from Team News and Ticks, Mikel Arteta's side is preparing a major bid to secure Newcastle United midfielder Bruno Guimaraes. Rumours suggest Arsenal is willing to include goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale in a player plus cash offer for the Brazilian Guimaraes. The clubs are not very clear about this, but they just feel that Newcastle is not out of the woods in terms of finances, the outlet reported. "We were initially informed of this by someone from Arsenal, and if they aren't, we could be looking at a deal with them for Bruno and Ramsdale going the other way." While the Magpies have several goalkeepers on their books, none match the quality Ramsdale brings. However, as things stand, the Englishman is ready to seek a new club for more senior minutes. Despite these developments, Bruno Guimaraes has issued a statement about his situation at Newcastle United following a summer of transfer speculation. The Brazilian made his first appearance for Newcastle since May in a 2-0 loss to Yokohama F.O. Marinos at the National Stadium in Tokyo on Saturday. Guimaraes missed the first 3 weeks of pre-season after being granted an extension due to his participation in the Copa America. His release clause expired at the end of June, and now he is set to stay at St James Park for his third full season. The 26-year-old offered reassurance by posting, "I am very happy to start another season with this club that has done so much for me since my first day here." Guimaraes captained Newcastle against Yokohama before being substituted at halftime in a pre-planned change. He added, "Another dream came true. Being the captain of this team is everything I have ever dreamed of but never imagined. We are in this together, and I am sure I will be more dedicated than ever to this badge." Given Guimaraes' clear commitment to staying at Newcastle, seeing him in a swap deal with Arsenal seems unlikely.